Say hello, Oscar. How are you doing, sweet one? We have an update on Oscar. We were told that he had stage 1 renal failure. He's lost 2 pounds. I had the most frightening, and if you love your animal, you really love your animal. So I was coming through that door going to that room to go into another room. My husband was dead behind me. And I was getting something, and I heard him say, Oscar is not walking right. Watch when I say his name. Oscar, where's Daddy? Where's Jojo? Look at his eyes. They're the color of a planet. I wish he would look at me real good, but the lights hurt his eyes. He's 13 years old. He's a Bengal Manx. We were told that, well, we think he has stage 1 renal failure. Go buy that, $3 a can food, which lasts him 4 days. And then the dry cat food went up to $50 for a bag. But sadly, as I was walking in the room, my husband behind me said, all of a sudden, he says, "Why is Oscar walking funny?" And I'm like, "What?" And I turned around and I immediately looked at him, and it was like he had palsy. And I was like, "That's not cool." Well, come to find out, and this was, I don't want to get emotional. So we threw him in the box. He didn't fuss. He travels very well to the vet. But when I saw it, I thought I was going to faint because I knew there was something wrong. Excuse me just a minute. Okay, had to take a little cry break. But Oscar has blood pressure issues. And I've had him for 13 years, and he's been the most beautiful. If he'd just open his face, let me see if I can rub under his chin. You want your chinny rub, baby? I've had him for 13 years. When I first got him, he could fit in the palm of my hand, and he was a rescue. This woman had him in a playpen, like from the 80s, which would kill a baby today. Had him in a playpen, and he didn't get to bond with his mother, so he bonded with me. I had to take my chin and act like I was washing him. I'd have to take a paper towel to get him used to the litter box. When you train, he wasn't feral, but he was not allowed to bond with his mother. I am highly attached to my emotional support kitties because they're always here, because this is where I'm stuck. We're currently on the Yoshi tour, woohoo! And I'm second. I'm in the top 3%. I'm the shit. Okay, never mind. Back to sad cat video. Anyway, so when I looked back, he was wobbling real bad, and I thought, oh my God, I'm sitting here going to watch my cat die. My husband stayed completely calm. I'm the neurotic one, but when it comes to my pets, if you have a pet that you love dearly, or you've had one that you've lost, because death in humans don't seem to bother me near as bad as facing the fact that my kitties are getting old. He's 13. So when I saw him losing control of his back legs, we threw him in the box, took him to the vet, and as loving and as kind-hearted as he has been, because he never fought with my ferals, he took Jojo in like a best friend. I've got so many videos and pictures of them together. So they took they clipped his nails, thank goodness, but he's being coy now. They took him in the back and they did an x-ray, a little kitty MRI. And the sweetest thing, because he's been the sweetest thing that I've ever had, short of my Siamese, who is very loving, very cute, very childlike. They come back and they said he has nodules in his lungs and one in his heart-shaped heart. And when she said that, oh, excuse me. Okay, well, I keep getting upset. But I just thought it was so beautiful when she said, your cat has a heart-shaped heart. And I said, can I see it? Because I felt it all these years, being my constant companion, especially when I'm sick or if I done come in off dialysis or another treatment of this or that, when you're sick. They always stay with me. Today was kind of hard. My asthma's acting up. So I said, what about the nodules? And she said they could be a tumor or blood clot. He's wagging his little tail. He's content. He's on Lasix and he's on 2 medications. Kind of like me on all these damn pills. You see that box over yonder? Anyway, I just thought that I will always remember her telling me, your cat has the most beautiful heart. And I said, when she said he had a heart-shaped heart, whew, breathe, breathe. I just wept. Even though he's okay, he's going to be okay. I've never lost a pet because, I was a rambler for a long time. A grifter, ain't that what they call them? In between husbands and episodes and children and life, often I'd have to leave some pets behind or find them other homes. So, you know, we got this 20-year marriage under our belt, and 13 of it has been with him. And with my Meezer, he's around here somewhere, I've had him for 11. So after I got it together, because when she said he had a heart-shaped heart, it just touched something in my heart. So he's been real chill. At 5 a.m. we take a squeeze up. My husband does. I don't work anymore. I'm done. My husband takes a squeeze up and mashes his medicine in there. And of course they love the squeeze ups. They think that they're like crack. So sorry. So we've got him on medicine, and he was getting high strung, and my husband, not being the cat lady, because look, I've been keeping feral since I was old enough to walk, he would howl late at night, and it wasn't a wanting, it wasn't a dominance. He's 13 years old. He knows he's the alpha cat. And I kept thinking, why in the mornings or late at night, and sometimes during the day? Because he's pretty quiet, but he is very verbal. He does have a vocabulary. Oscar, what you doing, pretty boy? Hmm? Do you love mommy? You do? You love mommy? I love you, sweet guy. So that was $500. I didn't cry about that. I was like, here, take my money. Keep him alive. What's wrong? And she explained it, and she was like, well, we can send him to a cardiologist. I'm like, honey, if it's a tumor or cancer, I'm not going to let him suffer. It'll be time to say goodbye to my sweet, sweet boy. I love his whiskers. And if he does go to a heart doctor, I mean, I know because I got me and him both got high blood pressure and heart disease. But a cardiologist, his chances of living a good life, I hope that we are safe now for the most part. Excuse me, I did get a little upset. This is hard to talk about. We got the pills. It's working out. My husband makes sure that he gets both medicines. We have to literally go to the drugstore and pick up his heart medication. Poor little thing. If he did go to a cardiologist, the chances of surgery and his age, and he lost 2 pounds, which was good. He's a big-bodied cat. That's how the Manx cats are built. They kind of they look like the number 6 with a dot on top. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? So the husband has to go to the pharmacy and pick up my medicine and the cat's medicine. So since he's been on Lasix and a heart pill, he's been fine. So, and what I was saying was, even if the cardiologist could go in there and just take him out, it's going to put him through a lot because he's old. Or even if that one in his heart, he's got something in his heart. It's a spot for me, but it's a bad spot for him. And when she said the nodules was in his lungs, okay, boop, no, don't show that. Don't show that. See his little nub? Where you going, Oscar? Where you going, baby? Come, love me. So it's either cancers or tumors, and I don't know why I'm showing you his butthole. It's either cancer or tumors. It's a piece of orange. It's either cancer or tumors, and he has high and low blood pressure. By the time we got to the vet, excuse me, by the time we got to the vet, and I'll wrap it up. By the time we got to the vet, his heart rate was so slow. Had my husband not said that or been behind me, Oscar was fixing to walk 2 more steps and have a heart attack and die. Thank God, because my kid did me dirty, real dirty, and I was a good mom, but I had a shitty ex who's dead. Karma got you, dude. Anywho, that's a whole different ballgame. We won't go with days of our lives. But had my husband not seen Oscar walking that way, because I knew right away, I said, that's palsy. He's fixing to have a seizure. What's going on? Oh, look who come to join the show. Oh, fat ass. Lay down. Let me love on you. I need something for the people to look at. So when he got there, right away she gave him a shot to bring him back up because he was dying. I almost lost my 13-year-old Bengal. And this one, he's got gingivitis, so he has the most wicked breath. So when he wants to lick my eyes, I'm like, I'm going to get pink eye. His problem is he's 22 pounds. And before you give me a hard time about my cats being fat, just like the vet said a long time ago, he said, see the links on the side? He's a chocolate lynx. He's got his stripes. See if I can, on his forehead. You can see the stripes in his forehead. But anyway, the vet said, and I quote, when you take him out of the wild, and he's 11. I found him in my backyard. Because I had a feral colony I was taking care of, feeding, finding them, placing them in homes and so forth, this and that. And his mother had been having kittens, God, the whole time I lived on my own, and before I married, I had kitty cats, but they were all outside. And before I had to have them all picked up because it was just her having kittens, and then she was inbreeding. And it's a miracle that I got the rare Siamese. There's all kinds of Siamese, but a chocolate lynx, they're hard to find. I mean, he's got a booger face. Ain't you got a booger face? Ain't you got a booger face? And he is a sweetheart. Once you start petting him, he would let me pet him. If he had his way, I would pet him all night. And the only thing that's wrong with him is he's just overweight, which can cause problems. But his blood work come back right. I was like, check the kidneys, check the liver, check the heart, check the thyroid. And this one, he'll let me cut his nails, but I got toenails all over my house because he'll let me do it, but the husband has to hold him like a baby upside down. And then I'm over here trying to whack him. Oscar will not let me touch his claws, but he'll just go limp with the vet. He don't give him any mess. So that's the Oscar update. He's okay. He's reacting to the medicine. At best, we got 3 years with him left. Maybe I would rather my pets go before me because Oscar would be okay because he's our cat, but he likes the husband a little bit more. But he comes in here and loves me because he knows I'm the mama. This one, if something were to happen to me, and I'm kind of like Oscar, I'm not in a good way, but if something happened to me, chin rub, this one would grieve horribly because when I have to go to the doctors or go have treatments, when I get home, he literally, if I have to come home and get back in the bed, he will literally lay on top of me, and he loves my eyelashes. I don't understand his fascination with my eyelashes, but it's kind of like my fascination with his whiskers. But anyway, this one's good. Oscar's going to be okay. But if I had to leave advice to anyone or no one that ever sees this, make sure that you take care of your older cats because that's when the problems come. This one's 11, and he's fixing to be, I hope he's fixing to do that little cute thing. Yep, he's fixing to get cute. Oh, you're going to give me some sugars? Usually he'll waller on his side, and he likes belly rubs. Oh, but you have to pet his head. But here you can see his stripes, which is where he gets the lynx gene. That's a Lynx. But I love their nose. Their noses feel like velvet. Or a horse's nose. I love horses. I love the way they smell and how beautiful and majestic they are. But anyway, he's more like a cow. Say moo, Jojo. Jojo. But I found him in my backyard because Kitty Girl, that was my mama cat, they were inbreeding and they were starting to have like two heads, and not really, but the kittens was having kittens, and they were too young and they were all sick, diseased. I lived in a very rural area and they didn't have any trap, neuter, release, TNR programs, and I went without food many a time, or I would cook a chicken and bust up everything to feed them, but her third eyelid was showing in the daytime because she was so stressed, and then they were inbreeding, so I had to have them all picked up, and that was hard to do because I felt like I betrayed them, but they were sick and eat up with parasites. Where I live in the south is hot as balls all the time, and they were out there, no water, bugs, hella wasp everywhere. But anyway, her last litter was two little black ones. He had two black sisters. I think that my big owl that used to hang out back there at my old place, I think the owl got the little black one, and then one of them just took off in the woods and she never come back. I had a bear, so I'm patching. The bear might have had a cat treat. That sounds awful. But there was a beautiful Persian, a brindle Persian, and him left. Well, my neighbor scooped up the Persian because she wanted a girl cat, and I only keep tomcats. All my cats. One day I'll go through my pictures and show you all the beautiful animals. I've had ferrets and rabbits too, but cats have been my favorite. All right, this is 20 minutes, and I don't have much. This one don't move. He just loaf and jug. If you know, you know. But anyway, it's a good idea even if their coat's good and their eyes are clear and their ears are clean and their breath, if their breath stinks, you know, gingivitis would put them in a bad way. He's got Vladimir teeth. You can't see it but on some of my older videos, but look at that face. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Well, this is the end of the video. I'm really talking, but I can't stand that blind light, and I gotta let y'all go. Pray for my baby brother. My name's JoJo. We signing out. Peace. Take care of your cats.